Game day history, over 22,000 showed up in the morning, 11 hours before number 2 Kentucky faced number 12 Tennessee.
And that's why they're there.
They're all to watch Digger shake a rug. E for effort, T for trying, and that's about it. First half, DeMarcus Cousins comes flying in. Watch now, Cousins. This is how you trail. Steals it away from J.P. Prince, and then he puts it in. After the play, Cousins fired up. Meanwhile, Bruce Pearl not shy about his emotions. Pearl's team would respond. Next Kentucky possession, Skylar McBee, the defense. Steal, and then the Prince, who feeds Wayne Chisholm. Tennessee down by 1 at the break. Second half, Kentucky down 2 and struggling. Eric Bledsoe going up. John Wall missing. One more look. Wall, well, but he would respond, though. Part of a 10-0 run for the Wildcats. 6 points coming from Wall. Just play aggressive, young buck, and he does. In the lane and the lay-in. Kentucky opening up an 8-point lead just like that. Off the inbounds Wall. He had 24 points. This is too easy. Bledsoe with 16 strong second half. Cousins, apparent leg injury, so he had just 5 points and 12 rebounds. But Coach Cal and his squad now 16-0 at home, 73-62. Here's Coach Cal turning things around. Bog Allen taking on Iowa State. Early in the first half, Brady Morningstar, nice little crossover, draws the attention of all 5 Cyclones, and Sharon Collins wide open. Why not? Sinks the 3. Time winding down in the half. Now Kansas up 7. Collins with the ball. This time Iowa State doesn't bring the help D. And Collins, well, he's got some speed and quickness blowing by. He had 11 points. Kansas up by 9 at the break. Iowa State making a comeback. Craig Bracken's doing what he can. 18 and 10. It's now just a 2-point game. With Marcus Morris, no. Cole Aldridge, a big yes. Aldridge 11 and 12. Kansas wins 73-59. Bill Self's 400th win. Going to Duke 1,000 games on the Blue Devil sidelines. If you're wondering, his 68th game against Maryland on Saturday. Kyle Singler the miss. Brian Zubek, how about that first start of the season? 16 points, a career high, 17 rebounds. Then Kyle Singler airballs the 3. John Shire, tough shot. And, well, Gary Williams needs a break. Coach K is pumped up. Timeout there. Second half, Duke up by 12. Singler, he turns it over, but he makes up for it on the other end. Clint Tucker, no, access denied. One more look. Singler paying off with the hustle. Later in the half, Shire, he had 22 points. 4th straight game with at least 20. And Duke wins this one 77-56. Coach K now 48-20 against Maryland while at Duke.
Number 20, Georgia Tech, coming off Wednesday's 2-point loss at Miami, visiting Wake Forest. They'd lost 12 of 13 conference road games, and it's Glenn Rice Jr. toe-to-toe with Ari Stewart. Rice second half for 3. Next Wake possession, Stewart for 3. Possession after that, it's Rice again. He had 14 points. Wake gets the ball back, and Stewart answers. He finished with 10, knocking him down. 3-point Demon Deacs lead. Under 2 minutes to go. Call me Ishmael. Wake up 8. Tech went the final 8 minutes and 50 seconds without a field goal. C.J. Harris. Demon Deacons get to 18 and 5. They've won 4 in a row. Georgia Tech now 1 and 5 in ACC road games.
Number 10, Michigan State at Penn State. Sparties dropped 3 straight. PSU winless in the Big Ten. Second half, Spartans only up by 3. Let's bring in Steve Lavin to help us.
Watch Chris Allen. He's going to come out to the perimeter. The screen by Raymar Morgan. And then the throw over the top. Look at the big size to see over the top of the defense. The delivery to Chris Allen, who worked his way out on the floor. And the money ball.
Money ball there. And Kalen Lucas, when he's on the court, it's money for Sparty. Delvin Rowe left wide open. Bad D here by Penn State. Lucas, 24 points, 6 assists, most valuable player in the country. Spartans win 65-54.
6th-ranked Purdue hosting Iowa. Jawan Johnson honored before the game after joining the 1,000-point club against Michigan State last week. Lewis Jackson finds Johnson who had a big day, 21 points and 10 boards. E'Twaun Moore. There he is. Little defense here. Thank you. It's the steal and the finish of the whole thing. 2 of his 11. Purdue had a 19-point halftime lead. Second half, Chris Kramer and the Boilermakers blowing it open. Now they're up 16. Finally, Robbie Hummel in his 8th year of eligibility in West Lafayette. Purdue wins 63-40. He's one of those guys. They've won 7 straight, now 21 and 3.
Number 13, Wisconsin hosting Indiana. Bo Ryan's teams dominated the Kohl Center through the years. Trayvon Hughes dominated in the first 5.5 minutes. How about reaching double figures just like that? 3 right here extends the lead to 14. Indiana didn't know what hit him. Hughes, 16 points in this game, all coming in the first half. And then it was Jason Bohannon, red hot from behind the arc. How about 7 threes in this one, 30 points. Said I was getting open shots. I had to knock him down, and boy, did he ever. Wisconsin all over Indiana, 83 to 55, and Cookie Monster loving what he sees, saying he's not worthy. Frank Martin hosting Colorado early in the first half. Dominique Sutton, now he would trip and fall, but this actually helps him on this play defensively. Gets up, anticipates the pass. There's the steal, and here's the breakaway. Now, Martin installing a new offense, and the Wildcats struggling in the first half to really get it. Jacob Pullen, he had 15 and 10. They led by only 2 at the half. They ditched the new offense, playing aggressive in the second half. That's Sutton driving, and then Denny Clemente, smart play here, stealing the inbounds. Wildcats win 68-51. The win gives them a school record 4 straight 20-win seasons.
Avery Bradley in 14th-ranked Texas. 5 losses in the previous 7 games, trying to get it figured out in a visit from Nebraska. Don't worry, they did. Bradley was knocking them down in the first half. He hit 6 of 7 threes. Texas hit a season-high 11 threes in the game. Jay Lucas get on the floor here. Lucas diving for the loose ball. Jacobin Brown ends up with it, and Bradley will finish. Hello. Bradley, 6'2" freshman at 25 points. Texas wins their 40-point win, their biggest Big 12 blowout since the 96-97 season. Texas gets to 20 wins for the 11th straight year.
Half game back at the Cuse for first place in the Big East at home against Providence. And like he usually does, Scotty Reynolds taking over in the second half. Still stop, pop, and drop. 17 of his 22 points coming in the final 20 minutes. Game changer here. 8 minutes left. Nova up 4. Providence, Sherrod Curry tangles up with Reynolds out of bounds. Ref calls a foul on Curry and then tees him up. Fouls him out of the game. Questionable call here. And good reason, Keno Davis irate. And that's the difference, because Villanova too much in the end. Providence without their senior leader. Villanova wins 92-81.
Tim Calhoun back from his nearly 4-week medical leave. Huskies went 3-4 without him, and Calhoun back on the bench. Saturday's visit from Cincinnati, and it started out all right back at the XL Center. Unfamiliar scene for the last month. Stanley Robinson, the steal. Almost stumbles there, but he's okay with it. Draws the foul. Robinson, great defense. Jim Calhoun, as you heard earlier in the show, said this was one of the worst performances he'd seen from this team in 24 years. Ibrahima Thomas, Cincinnati, 60-48. 48 points, UConn's lowest point total since 2002. They've lost 5 of their last 6.
I was embarrassed by the way we played, by the way we didn't compete. We did not compete the way we need to compete to win this league. A lot was on line for both teams, and we didn't compete, and it was one of the worst performances I've had here at UConn in 24 years. I came back because I had a job that I feel I needed to finish. I came back because I want to coach. And I was as befuddled, I guess. One gentleman thinks they quit on me, which is fine, or that's his terminology, good twist. The only thing I can do is speak about today. I can't speak about tomorrow, yesterday. I can speak about, you probably want to know what happened, or I think at least what happened during the 40 minutes, and that's what I'm telling you. So me coming back or not coming back really is irrelevant.
Great finish from Waco. Baylor taking on Missouri. Under 20 seconds to play. Mizzou with the ball up 1. J.T. Tiller. He misses. Baylor, they get the ball. They go in transition. And Darius Dunn driving. Dunn doesn't get the bucket, but he's fouled. He hit the first to tie the game up at 62. Shooting the second for the lead. 6 seconds left. He misses. Quincy Acey, no good. Dunn can't get the putback. Efe Udoh gets it done with 1.3 seconds left. He's a projected first-round draft pick. Efe means lion. He steps up big. Baylor wins this one 64-62.
Ivy favored Cornell at the 13-game winning streak snapped Friday, upset at 10, a team that had won only 3 games all year. Big Red back Saturday against Princeton. Ryan Whitman had 13 points. Cornell up 6 final minutes. Just over 1 minute to go. Douglas Davis. Where is he? There he is. For Princeton back within 3. Would Cornell have back-to-back upsets on Friday and Saturday? 13.1 to go. They're up 1. Princeton, after this scramble, ends up knocking it out. A couple of free throws for the Big Red, so Princeton down 3. They will get the last chance. Doug Davis. This can tie it. Good perimeter defense there. Cornell wins 48-45. They hold on to the Big Red now 21-4. They are 7-1 in the Ivy League.
Florida taking a break from the SEC schedule with Xavier in town, but it's not really a break. This one could have a lasting effect in March. And wow, for showing up. Not really a good sign for Florida here. Xavier led the entire first half, up by 7 at the half. Then Dante Jackson, the 3. Kenny Freeze, how about he's efficient? 12 points in 16 minutes. Jordan Crawford finished with 18. And Xavier goes to Gainesville to win this one, 76-64.
Rick Majerus and his St. Louis Billikens looking for their 4th straight win. They were hosting Dayton Saturday. 8 seconds left. St. Louis down 3. Kwame Mitchell. Oh, wow, he had 21-54 apiece. They got overtime. In OT now. It's Chris Wright's turn. Wright had 16 for Dayton. Tied at 59. How about double overtime, you Flyer fans? 42 seconds left in second overtime. Cody Ellis for 3. Knocks it down. He had 11. They're up 3. 5 seconds left. Chris Johnson needs the... Hurry up! No. Billikens have won 4 in a row. Dayton drops to 17-7 on the year. What about 25th ranked UNLV? They were running into trouble at San Diego State. Second half, here's Trayvon Willis to Darius Santee. And UNLV struggling here on the road, but they're within 3. Later in the half, it's Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Knox, the freshman, his 12th double-double, 13 points and 14 boards. San Diego State is up 7. Then it's DJ Gay. Fighting around the double team, spots Billy White. White had 19. Aztecs win 68-58. Doug Gottlieb now on Saturday's bubble team, winners and losers.
Eric's career high, 13 points in the first half. Well, he had a first half to remember. Juan Fernandez to Eric inside. When you have a healthy Juan Fernandez, he can find the open man just like this. Very easy looks. Eric, a career high in the first half, 17 points. He finished with 19. How about 8 of 9 from the floor in the first 20 minutes? And for the love of Mark Macon, Temple shot a school record 68.6% from the floor. Ryan Brooks, 3 of his 18. Temple smoking in North Philly, 78-56 over Rhode.
All the way, so we go straight to the second half. Syracuse on the break. Andy Routens hits the 3. Routens 3 of 7 on 3-point range. Syracuse 3. 4 minutes later, tie game. Louisville freshman Mike Mara played like a senior with big threes like that. Under 2 minutes to go, Louisville still up 3. Jared Swapshire. Notice Mike Mara on the lane for the free throw. Swapshire misses it. Nobody blocks Mara, and he gets the big rebound. He had 4 of those later in possession. Mara again, 2 passes by Louisville to collapse Syracuse zone, and Mara is going to hit another 3. Big time for the Louisville freshman. He had 12 points, all from three-point land. Chris Joseph making things happen here for Syracuse as they fight back, now only down 2. The ensuing inbounds, Rakeem Buckles, his pass goes out of bounds. Big mistake by the freshman. Syracuse gets the ball back. Syracuse with a chance to tie Wesley Johnson. Up and under layup, Jerry Smith comes up with a loose ball, and Chris Joseph has called for the intentional foul. Fans are in shock. Take another look. Joseph got Smith on the shoulder, but it looks like Smith did a great acting job. Huge call because it is 2 shots in the ball. Scoop Jardine misses the 3 here, and Buckles gets the open court dunk as time expires. Louisville stunning Syracuse at home. After the game, Rick Pitino was a happy.
Syracuse on the schedule Thursday. The Hoyas and apparently the Orange decided to take Valentine's Day off. Jonathan Mitchell going on a run in the second half for Rutgers. Mitchell connects on the 3. Next time down the floor, Mitchell driving baseline. Rutgers up 38-35. Keep in mind, Georgetown beat Rutgers by 25 just last month. Jonathan Mitchell, the long 3, was 4 of 4 from behind the arc, 7 for 7 from the field. Georgetown down 3. Greg Monroe. And the foul. He'd hit the freebie. Tied at 47. Rutgers now up 2. Nice ball movement. Hamidi Njai. Basket and the foul. He hit the free throw. Rutgers up 5. Georgetown down 3 now. Here's Monroe. The open 3, no. Dane Miller rebound. Ahead to Mitchell for the easy lay-in. Mitchell has had 2 career 20-point games, both against Georgetown. Here's Monroe. 19 and 8 in the game. Gives the Hoyas the lead back. 66-65. Mike Rosario. Jumper. No one blocks out Miller. Put back. The Hoyas have 5 conference losses, 3 of them to unranked schools. 4 seconds left. Hoyas chance to tie. Austin Freeman, no good. Rutgers improves to 2-30 against top 10 teams. Right knee is St. John's hit South Bend. There's Aaron Godey. Street close. Second half, under 7 minutes to play. Tyrone Nash, the kick out to Tim Abromaitis for the 3. Abromaitis hits, and check out the coach getting amped up. Notre Dame was up 2. Nash finds Abromaitis again. Why not? Lay in on the foul. He'd make the free throw. Pulls Notre Dame within 1. Ben Hansbrough fires it to Abromaitis. Notre Dame up 2. Watch it again. Abromaitis, he led all scores. He had 24 points. St. John's would not go away. Ensuing possession. Dwight Hardy from 3. Got it. St. John's up by 1. They exchange free throws. 10 seconds left. Notre Dame down 1. Torrey Jackson going for the 3. No, gets the ball back. He's going to get one more shot at it. And missed that one as well. St. John's wins. Irish lose their 2nd straight Big East game.
Keep their NCAA tournament hopes alive as they face Boston College. The Eagles trying to avoid their 4th straight loss. BC down 2. Reggie Jackson throwing it over. Xavier Gibson, take another look. Jackson hard to the hoop. We're tied at 30 at the half. Second half, Seminoles up 1. Chris Singleton, the 3. No. Derwin Kitchen gets the rebound, and he's going to find Singleton cutting baseline for the slam. 12 points, 8 boards for Singleton, and 5 steals. That pumped up the bench. In transition, Kitchen to Solomon Alabi for the slam. 8 points for Alabi, 7 blocks. Moments later, Michael Snare, the tough runner off glass. Snare tying a career high with 18 points. Later in the second half, Knowles up 9, Snare. This time from deep. Florida State wins 62-47. 19 turnovers by the Eagles. Battle 16th-ranked Ohio State on the road at Illinois. First half, Buckeyes up 11. Evan Turner. Smart thinking gets it ahead to David Leidy, who's looking large there. Take another look. Good hang time for Leidy, who finished with 17. John Diebler, he had it going on from long range. I mean, really, Diebler. Great view for 3 from the corner. And then more. Diebler was feeling it, this time from the wing for 3. Diebler's weapon, no question, was the long-distance shot. This time, same spot. He finished with 18 to Diebler, all of them coming on 3-pointers. Second half, a 17-point lead for the Buckeyes. Leidy with a steal, gets it ahead to Turner. Turner, 16 points, 11 boards. The Buckeyes 10-2 since Turner returned from injury. That's their 6th straight win.
Begin with the Jayhawks at College Station against Texas A&M. Kansas riding a 10-game win streak, but A&M got that 16-game home win streak, and Coach Knight says they got a great home crowd.
There's something about being comfortable at home that really does mean a lot in basketball because the crowds are so close. And by the same token, playing away from home, when that crowd is as vibrant, as alive as Texas A&M's crowd is tonight, that's got to have a very, very positive effect on the home team.
Well, Donald Sloan saying it's going to have a very positive effect on me. 5-6 minutes into the game, he hits the deep 3, and then Coach Turgeon running the pick and roll. Sloan going to find Brian Davis, and then Sloan says, I'm all over Sports Center. 12 points in the first half, finished with 15. A&M up a deuce at the break. They've never beaten a #1. Second half, Kansas up 2. You know what time it is? Oh, it's time to get slapped. Xavier Henry blocked by David LeBeau, who had 17. A&M going the other way, and Dash Harris dashing A&M +1. Kansas went 1 for 10 from the 3. Texas A&M just 5 of 21, though, from its home court, 24%. Harris there, A&M up 4. The crowd going nuts. Mom and Dad very proud of you fellas. But it's all south after that. Turnover there, Sharon Collins, who really did not have a nice game, just 2 for 9. He also had 5 turnovers. Huge bucket there. He ties it. And then Kansas up one here with 2:40 to play. Big call here, Cole Aldrich. Beautiful up and under move, but Davis called for goaltending. Take another look. Aldrich, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 5 blocks. Kansas up 3. They hold A&M to the final 4:08 without a point from the field. They shoot 25% in the second half. Kansas going to win at 59-54. They feast on the foul line. A&M famine from the foul line. Kansas powered by the Wangburger and selfless.
Monday, UConn not looking much better. Isaiah Armwood encountering little to no resistance as he tomahawks it down. Nobody on the UConn defense steps up, and you see why they lost 5 out of 6. But here they come. Jerome Dyson throwing it up for Stanley Robinson, and UConn up 3. Then they're up 4. Dyson going to Alex Oriaki, and UConn starting to get established inside. They're up 6. Kemba Walker said they wanted to come out strong from the beginning. Reynolds did his thing in the first half, finishes in traffic there, and then Reynolds right down Main Street again. He had 14 in the first half. Villanova had a 1-point lead. Late first half, though, Villanova still nursing that 1-point lead. Taylor King misses a 3. UConn's going the other way, and Jerome Dyson will finish in transition. King 0 for 6 from 3 in the game. UConn led by 1 at the break, and then the second half, well, they just kept right on charge. Up 2, Reynolds doesn't see Dyson coming behind him. Dyson with a steal, and Robinson with another flush, and UConn's up 4. And Kemba Walker had one of his best games of the season. Walker 6 of 10 from the floor, including that 3-pointer to put UConn up 7. And then when the defense starts focusing on him, he'll give it up to Oriaki for the alley-oop. UConn shot 67% in the second half. Later, they're up 5. Walker back outside doing his thing. 3 of 7 from deep. He had a career-high 29, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Meanwhile, Reynolds didn't have anything going in the second half. Calhoun told Dyson, if you stop him, we'll win. And Dyson held him to just 4 points in the second half. And Oriaki put in the finishing touch on it. UConn wins 84-75, their first true road win this season. Saturday, we're back home Monday to face Virginia. Key ACC game for both teams. Terps 6-3 in the ACC. Cavaliers 5-4. Gravis Vasquez hits the layup. 2 possessions later. Vasquez off the screen. 2 more. Terps up 5. And then Vasquez off the screen again. Shot 12 for 19 in the game. Terrapins up 9. Now 4 minutes left in the half. Look at how hard Vasquez works to get open, how hard Maryland works to get him the ball. If Maryland is the Stones, Vasquez is Jagger. Doesn't get the feed down low, goes baseline off the screen, then slips and falls. And then eventually he gets another screen, able to spot up and knock down the 3. He hit 10 of his 13 shots for 25 points in the first half. Second half, more of the same. Terps in transition, they get it to Vasquez. 30 points for him, 8 rebounds. Maryland wins 85-66. That's 6 straight home wins for Gary Williams' crew.